Welcome back to Project Ozone 2 Kappa mode, and this time it's time to go to Mercury, just very briefly at the start of the episode. Majority of this episode is going to be on Mekanism, I think, and getting that up and running, because we're going to need an awful lot of machines from that. So, to start off with, however, I've already been there, that's just going to refuel for the next trip. Mercury, I don't think, has the unlock we need to get to the next planet, but again, because I don't care about the next planet just yet, that's fine. Ooh, actually, we can put some stone down, just make sure I get the right stone type. That should do. There we go. Okay, and one other quick thing before I head there. I did actually add this onto the front of the pressure chamber, which is still building up pressure, but that's actually finished now. I can just put that away. So what was annoying me was, excuse me one second, the whole hissing of this thing once it reaches max. So I've put a muffler in, but I've also found online a way to get around this. I'm going to use a Botania open grate, which will drop anything you put into it as soon as it enters its inventory. That's going to drop onto a translocator plate, which is then set to move it to transport things 2 blocks forward. So anything I put in here, it should just send it into the pressure chamber and I should be able to rip it back out with a magnet as we previously used to. So let's just drop those in. Now, and turn your magnet off. Otherwise, you get this effect. Yeah, I need to build this too thick if I want to get the magnet not to work. But let's try that again without the magnet. And everything's inside. It's turning into capacitors, which is what we're going to need for Mekanism later. And we didn't lose any pressure, I don't think. Nope, that's fine. So that's perfectly fine. I could do with a block version of this magnet though, that I can just pull stuff back out of, but then it might pull it out too soon, so we've got to be a little bit careful about that. Anyway, to Mercury. We don't need a dungeon there, we're just going to need the ore, so let's go and have a look for ore. Here's Mercury itself. One important part of Mercury is that witches spawn, and Endermen, but also witches. See right there? So if you need witch soul vials, you've now got lots and lots of them available. In our case, we can just block up this door because we're not so interested in those. What we're looking for is Mercury ore. And not Mercury tin ore, we're looking for Mercury ore. Let's just dig down somewhere. And what level are we at? 40 odd. Okay, let's keep going. If I remember rightly, it's whitish ore from what I saw online. So we're about to, hopefully I'm not filling my inventory. I'm not. Good. So let's just head out this way, shall we? Okay, Mercury tin ore and Mercury tin ore. Alright, let's keep going. There's got to be some around. Lots and lots of tin. Not so much Mercury. Ah, there we are. Mercury. That looks very... They're the same texture. Maybe not. That's yellowish. So we want that. Which means now I can turn on my magnet and go mining for a while. And with 2/3 of a stack of Mercury ore, we can put it with some coal in the QED, and we get, finally, Mercury ingots, which are the things that were blocking us from getting to AE. Well, one of the things. The other things are going to be in Mekanism, and here's where things get, well, fun. What we actually need to make is Osmium Crystals, these things. Okay, so we need to go through a chemical crystallizer, which needs clean osmium slurry, which needs regular osmium slurry through a chemical washer, which needs a chemical dissolution chamber to go from sulfuric acid, which comes from sulfur trioxide and water vapor. Water vapor comes from a rotary condensator. Ha! Said that first time. And sulfur trioxide comes from sulfur dioxide, which comes from a chemical oxidizer, which combines into sulfur trioxide and chemical infuser, along with oxygen, which comes from liquid oxygen, or alternatively, electrolytic separator from water, which obviously splits into hydrogen, which you can burn, and alternatively, you can just get it from, I think, the heavy water. Got that? Thought so. Let's get going with the simple stuff. If you want to know how to use a lot of Mekanism, I do have a tutorial on my channel on just a small Mekanism playthrough. It's only around 10 episodes or so, and goes through the full process of getting 5 times ore, so quintupling ore. However, this is a slightly different process, so we need to go through and start making stuff. That explanation. Right, so on to the first machine, the electrolytic separator. Okay, first things first, if you haven't already, spend the time just getting some renewable source of osmium. In this case, it's osmium seeds. They come from, let's just get that, osmium type seed. Okay, so they come from dense nether osmium ore, so just like the other ores that we get. Just get 20 of this and put it in the pressure chamber, and it'll convert into 4. They come from osmonium, which come from ferranium, which come from the rest of the existing agricraft tree that we've already gone through, lapender, etc. So once we have these 10, 10, 10, which we do, how many spare is it given us? 10, 10, 10, a full stack. Switch this off. I do need to move this over to our other farms, but in the meantime, we can head over to here and get this set up. Now, the reason why this is set up, or at least the reason why I'm setting it up, is that we need osmium ore. Not osmium ingots or dust, osmium ore. If we look at the uses for osmium ore, and we get through the various uses, one of them is it's needed to turn sulfuric acid into osmium slurry. I don't think there's any other, no, there's no other way to actually get it, so we need osmium ore itself. And the only way to get osmium ore, well, is osmium essence, which comes from these seeds. You get it from a laser drill, but good luck with that. Nether osmium ore, so you'd have to go and mine it yourself. Yes. I don't see any nice way of getting everything else. We could go through gravel and then do, yeah, this combiner. But let's just do it with seeds, just like other things. So we want osmium seeds, and then just, well, you can see our field. Pick a spot that's roughly okay, and just pop down a few of these. Where's my mattock whenever I need it? Mattock, there it is. Yep, so 3, 4, 5. Is that the edge? That's at the edge of where they can be covered. Never mind. We'll just put them out here and come back later. I'll put more sprinklers in later. I just want some resources building up while I'm actually building those machines with you. And whoops. There we go. That's some passive resources. We'll come back to that later. Yeah, fly into the sprinklers. Head back to our base. So yes, as I was saying, first machine, we need to make an electrolytic separator. If you have if you have a fluid cow like me, you can change this first stage to be a rotary condensator in deconcentrating mode. I swear that machine is just there just to make people unable to pronounce it. So let's start our electrolytic separator. You're going to need an awful lot of the enriched alloys. So go and put down a metallurgy infuser, just making those full stacks, couple of stacks or something like that. So do we have anything we can use to make this osmium dust? We'll actually just take dust all the way around and then enriched, because that would be a shortcut if so. Whoops. No, you won't. So you do need specific stuff. You need gold and iron and osmium. Okay. So gold. We can just put some of those in the sag mill, and iron. Don't think I have any of the dust form. Unless there's any in here. Not sure if this will count. We can try it though. That would be, where's the iron? Will you work? That would be a shortcut if possible. Nice to get some use out of our compactors for other reasons. Not that one. That's that one. And that one. Nope, you're going to need actual pulverized stuff. So let's head into the pulverizer. We got some diamond dust out. And let's get some gold and iron. I'm not sure if we're going to need another one of those, so I may well create them. And this one I'm just going to load with diamond dust. Full stack. It's going to be lots and lots of stuff we needed for this. So pulverized gold and pulverized iron. There we go. Electrolytic core. And now we should be able to make our electrolytic separator. Fine. So then we also need a rotary condensator. Pronouncing this particular machine. Okay, so you need these energy tablets. I made a few spare a while back. So if we make a few of those tanks, they're going to be single stacks. So they may be hard to click into in the future, but that's okay. And my system's, oh, it's not full, but it is full. Yeah, so I need to clear out the system fairly soon. I think I've made some of these basic control circuits already. I think I've put some glass on smelting. I have. Now, will you make? Wouldn't be one of these recipes. I wish it was able to be shift clicked into. Unfortunately, it isn't, but shouldn't take very long. Glass. And again, just regular glass, unfortunately. And then energy tablet, and it's that's probably stopping the shift clicking in. And what was this other one called? Basic gas tank. All right, so a rotary. We'll just call them rotaries, shall we? We need a chemical infuser. In fact, we need two of them. So these are these other gas tanks, and maybe I better make an extra one. And dynamic tank, we're going to need those, but that's a straightforward recipe. We can just make those. And now you still won't shift click in. Anything that seems with this gauge, which is probably metadata or NBT, is going to have problems, it seems, at least with this, well, it's not auto-crafting, but shift clicking in the system. And I'm going to need two of these, so I should have put two sets of that in there. Let's just get the tanks, change this to a storage area. I'm going to need another tank soon. Dynamic tank and then enriched. Okay, let's get that. So that's one. And we're going to need, excuse me, another one of those tanks, aren't we? There we go. Excuse me, I have to cough. Okay, you probably heard a very faint cough. I do have a mute button, so hopefully that wasn't too distracting. And yeah, shift click will just not work. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Both gas tanks, because we've had this as a storage area. And the circuits. There we go. Another chemical infuser. No, they won't stack. Of course they won't. We need an oxidizer. Oxy, not oxy. Oxi even. And yet another basic gas tank. So let's make sure we have a lot of those. Personal chest is more stuff we probably have. What are we missing? Oh, probably normal chests. Sounds weird, but yeah, we're missing normal chests. Okay. Now we're not. Okay. It's a personal chest. I think we're going to need a couple of these, so let's just make 2, hopefully. And of course it can't return all the stuff. This needs to go back into the system, at least temporarily. And yeah, let's make the dance of manual auto crafting, if there is such a thing available. There's the personal chest, and we need a tank. Down to 1 dynamic tank now, and then some of those circuits. Okay, there's the oxidizer. We're also going to need a chemical dissolution chamber, DIS. And that's where we get to atomic alloy, and yes. So let's get another tank. How many of those tanks have we got left? None, so let's just put 2 in there. And we're going to need this. So this requires us to go through refined obsidian dust, which requires us to refine regular obsidian dust, which I think I have some of this stuff. Yes, I do. And that's why we have a second metallurgic infuser, so we don't have to dump diamond dust all over the place. Well, not all over the place, it will just dump. And this will make refined obsidian dust. We're going to need to make a few of these, so we're going to need to also make this, which will go in the same machine. So we're going to need more enriched alloy. Let's just get a few of those. My system is really full. I need to make more drawers. And we can cut it off there. Actually, let's just see if 3 will do the job. 1, 2, 3. I'll cut while that processes. Okay, that's all done. So we need to then make up the rest of it. So in goes the gas tanks again. And then when they're in the wrong position, never mind. Where's those circuits? Oh, I'm out of circuits. Okay. So what do we need for the circuits? It's osmium in redstone. Okay, so osmium. And we've got 400 osmium ore. Okay. Let's go and see if I've got some in my Insta smeltery. Put some in anyway. And that's lead. I was cooking lead up earlier. Oh, that was actually some osmium. Never mind. Where's the third? Never mind. Wherever that went. And that's going to cook up osmium. And do we have any already? Yeah, we have loads. So we need to enrich the osmium, which needs more redstone. What I tend to use is just 2 metallurgic infusers. And anytime I need to dump something, dump the redstone one and leave the diamond dust one alone, obviously, because it's diamonds. There we go. And then we just need some osmium. In you go. And we'll come back once that finishes. Is there anything else we can make here until that does? No, we need this for this machine. So let's wait for that to finish. All right, a few have been made, so let's just craft this back up. What else did we need? 2 enriched, and then the atomic. Chemical dissolution chamber. Fine. What else did we need? Let's just take a look at my notes. Chemical washer and a chemical crystallizer. Last two machines, guys. I promise. We just have to get them out of the way. And of course, it's going to require steel casing. So I'm going to have to make those. I think I started with more lasers over here. Have we got down to... Yeah, we got hardened. So what do we need for the machine frames again? We need shiny, signalum, and pulsing crystals. So we've got shiny, pulsing crystals. We just need signalum gears, is it? So we need I want to make a few. So let's actually just make 4. And we can head upstairs to our handy metal press. I did also make the other die. metal press mold, whatever you want to call it. The plate, that is lets us make buckets, so I don't need the engineer's hammer much anymore. Why are you not going through? You should be. Oops. Okay. Not sure why that was. Another thing to note about the Mekanism machines is you can speed them up. They have upgrades, so you can get a lot faster. Where was I going? Over here. Let me just start these off. Yep, we want the hardened version. Are you any faster with these lasers? Maybe a little bit, not terribly. So you can get speed upgrades, and let's just have a look. Mekanism. Mekanism has a lot more blocks than I remember. Let's just look for upgrade. Or let's just look for speed upgrade. I'm almost sure that's what it's called. Yeah, item speed upgrade. Increase speed of machinery. So it's quick to actually craft. So we can make those. The downside is that starts hoovering power. Speed upgrades, if I remember rightly, just cut through power. We're draining like 7 kr per tick at the moment. If these engines come on, that won't be too bad. They produce something like 11, 12.5k. So I guess I could put speed upgrades. But I think it's just... I think it's the metallurgic infuser doing that. We're not using a great amount of power elsewhere other than this system. This system's off. Yeah, we're not doing much. So it's just the mechanism stuff. So let's craft a few of those, shall we? Let's see if I was right or if I'm misremembering. It's always possible. Item speed upgrade. Let's just get 3, shall we? And what are we draining at the moment? 7.2. And if we go to this... Oh, not that one. If we go to this one, we should be able to put them in. And it tells you which things it upgrade. It allows you to upgrade speed, energy, and muffling. Are you significantly faster? Seem to be. We're at 17, 18, 19, 20 kr per tick. 21, it keeps going up. This is draining. Yeah, so just be a little bit aware of what power you've got running. I don't even have enough. That's just continuing to increase. I don't even have enough of that with all of these on. So yeah, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, see if I can remove those back out of there for now. But once we get to big reactors, that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so we've got the basic control circuits. How is it doing on these hardened? Because then we can go and make... Now, that's going to be a few minutes. I'm going to... Oh, no, hang on. We've got one. So, what did I actually need? What was it? The last item? Well, it's a steel casing, so I can just make a steel casing. We need black plastic and steel. Straightforward. Although it's probably out of coal, which we need to grab. It's in that one. I need to look in the interface to know where the coal is. I should just put like a chest over here and pipe it in or something, because it just uses coal like crazy. So we're going to unlock that. We're going to lock black. And I just want to steal a few steel ingots, just 4. Steel. Yep, just going to have these so that I can make a few more batches. I'm almost sure this needs more steel casings than just this one. The machine, and probably at least one more. And that's nearly made, actually, so we can grab that once it comes through. And it's, oh, there we go. Lots of black plastic, lots of grey plastic. My inventory's filling up, and we've got another one of those. So we can go and do 2 steel casings instead of 1. So, 8 steel. 2 black plastic and 2 machine frames. Where's my magnet? Anything happening? Have I got the recipe right? 2 black plastic, 4 steel. Is it going to be particular about the kind of steel? Don't like it if it doesn't have our dictionary support, but all right, let's that's the immersive engineering kind. Or is it dark steel? No, just regular steel, but Tinker's Construct steel. Okay. I don't have any Tinker's Construct steel. I guess I can put it through a machine somewhere. We can put it, I guess, through a smeltery. Do I have any in here? Because if we have any here, we can manipulate things a little bit. Let's just put it through. Where was the steel? There we go. Molten steel, and that should come out this side. Should only need 1 block. Yeah. Okay, so that's Tinker's Construct steel. What we can then do is, if I have any, do I have any storage drawers left in the system? Storage drawers? Okay, and we're short of storage space, so let's just craft up the simplest recipe. Storage drawers with jungle. Okay, so I've popped this down here. I've used this with aluminum glow. Is that seed? Oh my. Well, at least I've got seed storage. Yeah. Storage drawers. Drawer. There we go. What do you need? Jungle drawer. We got a wood now. Okay, storage drawer again. There we go. Let's try that again. So if I put in steel from Tinker's Construct, if I have any of the other type of steel and I do need to convert across, come on, I should be able to just dump it into this drawer, keep it separate to the system though, and then I can withdraw Tinker's Construct times a lot. Okay, so we can do that. What was the recipe again? The 2 machine frames. We wanted 8 of you and 2 of you. And let's go and get the steel casing built, which now is actually much, much faster. And it's nice that I can just bypass that interface like that. Ugh. Like this. And then let's just get these. And steel casings are done. Cool. Well, those are the last 2 items. It was a chemical washer, wasn't it? So, chemical washer. I think I've got all the parts for that, I want to say, apart from the tank, maybe? And you won't shift click because of the tank. I just hope that isn't going to affect the auto crafting in AE. In fact, you may not be shift clicking because of the bucket. But I think we have steel, or is it iron plates for buckets? Yeah, so if we just get rid of those iron plates. Okay, and now we can put steel casing in, the tank in, the enriched, and what was the rest? The control circuits. Fine. What was the last item? It was the crystallizer itself. Okay, this is the last stage. Told you you'd need another steel casing. So we need 2 tanks. That's again fine. We can make those. What was the recipe? Top and bottom. And we have a couple more atomic alloys. The steel casing goes in the middle. And then just control circuits around the outside. Great. Okay, so we should have everything we need, apart from an infinite water, I can rob one from upstairs if we don't have one. Oh, wow. Yeah, not that recipe. We need buckets. Let's just rob the one from the clay machine. Yeah. All right. Now I'm just going to find a place to set this up, because it's going to take a fair amount of space. Maybe over here, but I need to have some power, quite a bit of power, and I don't have any. So maybe along this back wall. I've got power down there, so that's possible. Let's set it up and I'll come back to explain. Okay, so here's the final setup, and don't be scared, it does look actually pretty complicated, but it does work well. I'm going to hide all this mainly across here. Whoops, across here like this. Because the only machines we're actually going to need to manually interact with is this one. In fact, no, not that one. Where are you? This one. And I think that's pretty much it, apart from the... where's the alpha? No, there's one more. Let's just go back here for a second. Yeah, this one. So what I'm going to do is pipe in that automatically if I can do. Not sure if I can, but if not, then we can leave that exposed. So let's just quickly go through it. Best to think of this in modules. These three work together. So an oxidizer on one side, an electrolytic separator on the other. You've got to get them the right way around, so you may have to play around with that a little bit. The separator should be straightforward. You turn on dumping excess and it throws away the hydrogen, okay? And the oxygen will just build up till it's full. It'll then insert the oxygen into here. And on this side, you've got the oxidizer, which will take... Let's just go and get some sulfur from our entirely full system. Yeah, get some sulfur. Pop it in this side. And again, we'll feed this in automatically if we can. Those two will combine in the center, which will head this way into the infuser. Okay, so the infuser, this is the input from our this module of three things. On the other side, it gets water vapor. Now, for some reason, I couldn't pipe water into the rotary condensator easily. I don't know why it wasn't working. So I put a fluid tank in between, and it's just bucketing water in there, or at least it is. Oh, at least it was. It's not getting water, probably because this is getting all the water from that. So I may need to solve that with another infinite water. In any case, we can get water into this. This turns it into vapor and comes into this side of the infuser. So you've now got two inputs on either side. Think of it like that, if you will. You've got three down one side and then this one on this, and you got to feed water into both of them, right? So into the infuser. From the infuser, it goes into chemical dissolution chamber, which you just add osmium ore to, and it turns, this takes sulfuric acid, which is what this produces in the middle. Sulfuric acid converts that into osmium slurry, and then it's just a straight line then, straight into a chemical washer, which I've just put infinite water into. And in fact, I may well, actually, can I feed? I'll come back to that later, but I was going to feed water from that one that way as well. But the chemical washer will take this osmium slurry, and we'll turn it into clean osmium slurry, which finally goes into the crystallizer, clean to osmium crystals. And we get osmium crystals, which is the thing we need to make, I want to say, the ME drive, almost certainly. Not the ME drive, ME controller. There we go. Yeah, so osmium crystals. Skystone block you can make using skystone dust in lava in one of the barrels from X Now Hello. And the rest we can actually make if we just go through the things. This comes from a vat. And this also comes from a vat. We just need salt and snow. I think clay and snow may well work well as well. Yeah, clay and any kind of snow or ice from water. So I think we now have everything we need to start ME. Unless I discover something that I need even more. So, for now, I think that's pretty much it for the episode. We've got huge amounts done by getting this mechanism system running. And we've got mercury ore in the same episode. Now I just need to cover this all up with some facades, and then we'll be done, I think. I just need to figure out a way of inserting sulfur into here and ore into there. And it's kind of handy that they're together. If I can insert from the bottom, I'll do so, and then we'll just pull from a chest, an input and output chest, into there, if possible. And we'll be done. And if I have encountered any problems, well, you'll see next episode, I'll explain. For now, thanks for watching. Feel free to like if you like this episode. Hopefully this is nice and compact and hopefully easy to understand, but if not, please do leave questions in the comments. I'm happy to run through them in a future video or indeed in the comment system. Otherwise, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to support the channel monetarily, feel free to pop over to YouTube Gaming where there's a subscribe button. Whether people will ever use that or not, I don't know. YouTube are trying to compete with Twitch, clearly. Thanks for watching.